first day of the rest of your life.
Hopefully you're not a chip off the old block.
One that brought the blood to me, while honing my skills with help from the people around me.
Gotta blend in.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the first season of Dexter Original Sin. It is just finished now, the 10-episode season. I think a week or two ago maybe the final episode aired. I had 3 episodes to catch up on to kind of get to the end, and I've just kind of binged the last 3 episodes. And I'm ready to give you my thoughts now on the first season for Dexter Original Sin. Now, I did do a pilot episode review when it first aired, and I was very, very positive from what I saw in that pilot episode. But you never really know until you check out like the full season sort of thing. But honestly, I'm happy to report here that I thoroughly enjoyed this first season of Dexter Original Sin. It shouldn't have worked as well as it did, but the simple fact is, it did. It really worked, and this is coming from someone who really, really loves Dexter, the original Dexter. I think it's a fabulous show, one of my favourite shows. I'm excited to see Dexter Resurrection. I wasn't, honestly, I'll be honest, when this was announced and stuff, I wasn't overly looking forward to this. I just thought, I don't know if this is going to work. But they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it here. Now, for those of you who don't know what this show is, this well, I suppose it's the origin story of Dexter. It follows him as a young man who initially is in medical school, and he basically ends up working for Miami Metro as an intern. Working with his dad, who's played by Christian Slater. I mean, we've got a great cast here. I mean, like I say, we've got Patrick Gibson as Dexter, Christian Slater as his dad, Molly Brown as Debs, Christina Milian as Maria LaGuerta, James Martinez as Batista, Alex Shimzu as Vince Masuka. We've got Patrick Dempsey here. We've even got Michael C. Hall, who narrates the whole thing. He's like, gives us like the inner monologue. We've got Sarah Michelle Gellar. I mean, it is really a very, very good cast here. And it's great to see Dexter, back in Miami. It's where he belongs, really. And I think I remember saying in like my pilot episode review, this show's like putting on a comfortable pair of shoes. And I still feel that way. I really do. It's got the feel of Dexter. It's got familiarity with all these characters that you recognise. They're just younger versions of them. I think the casting here is absolutely superb. Patrick Gibson, I want to talk about first as Dexter. Now, Michael C. Hall, we know, delivered an iconic performance as Dexter, and he still does here because, like I say, he's the narrator. So he's heavily involved with this. I think he's one of the executive producers. But this lad, Patrick Gibson, absolutely nails this performance as Dexter. He's got the mannerisms, he's got the soft-spoken approach, he's got that charm, that likability. He nails it. You completely accept that he is a younger version of Dexter. It's a remarkable performance, and I think they couldn't have cast Dexter any better if they tried. I really don't. I think this young man has done an incredible job of like becoming Dexter. And then you've got Christian Slater as the dad, Harry Morgan. And we're so used to, obviously, seeing a different actor play his father in the original Dexter. So how is this going to work as this new Harry Morgan? And it takes a couple of episodes to kind of settle into accepting that this is the dad, Harry Morgan. But it doesn't take long, and you're absolutely there. A few episodes in, you're kind of like, yes. And again, it's a great performance by Christian Slater. a brilliant actor who I think has matured really, really excellently as an actor as well. And he just works really, really well here. And then you've got Molly Brown as Deborah Morgan. She nails that performance as well as Debs. The foul mouth approach, the free spirit that Debs is. She gets all of that. You could argue the character loses its way a little bit near the end of the season, and it focuses very heavily on Harry and Dexter, the last 3 episodes ish, maybe a little bit less than that. But yeah, I thought she did a really, really good job. And then everybody else here, got all these other great actors doing their stuff. You've got other things appearing in the whole season. I mean, you've got like this serial killer that appears in the season that Harry and LaGuerta are investigating, that turns out to be directly tied to Harry's past. And the series does focus heavily on flashbacks to when Harry, from 1973, put Dexter's mom, Dexter and Brian, his brother's mom, in harm's way by getting her to kind of work undercover against these cartels and stuff. So you get to see how that whole story develops, that whole relationship between Harry and their mom. That all plays out the way it's going to play out, because we already know that story, but it's never been told in this detail. So that's really good as well to see how all that plays out, and I think they really do hammer it home how disturbing that would have been for Dexter and Brian, the brother, obviously, who also makes an appearance in this season, of the older brother Brian, who obviously we know turns out to be the serial killer in the first season of Dexter, the ice truck killer. And then you've got another killer that's kidnapping children, chopping off the pinkies, and and then ends up killing them, sort of thing. So they're got to track all that killer down as well. So you've got this stuff running through the show, very similar to the original Dexter. In what I mean, you've got like a big bad, if you like, a main villain, or a couple of them, and this season has like a couple of them, you could argue, sort of thing. So you've got all these storylines going off here, there, and everywhere with some of the characters, but it focuses obviously very heavily on Dexter, Harry, and Debs. And then we slowly get to meet the other characters and we're introduced to them. I just think this first season is such a big success in my eyes. Doesn't miss a beat. Feels like Dexter, looks like Dexter, sounds like Dexter, and you completely accept that it is Dexter. It's just a prequel, really, and it does it very, very well. So I personally am very, very excited, not just for the second season of this when it comes out, but I'm also really looking forward to Dexter Resurrection now. I'm wondering how they're going to make that play out, how they're going to follow on from the last Dexter that we saw when he supposedly died. So yeah, let me know, guys, what your thoughts are on Dexter Original Sin. I'm quite a big fan of this one, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Season 2. So yeah, thanks for joining me for this review, guys. I hope you found it useful, and I will of course be back with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.